Some fans, it's your boy Bawan here tonight to review the wrestling action that happened tonight, which was ROH Wrestling, TNA Impact, and NXT. So first off, we're going to start with ROH. ROH, we have our first match, which was Adam Page versus Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal picks up the victory with a splash. Then he's attacked by the other members of the Decade until ATH comes out there to try to help Sydal. Then he's also attacked. So then Adam Page picks up Matt Sydal backwards and drops him like a pile driver onto the chairs. So after that, we have a segment which Vita Scott comes out, who was formerly manager of Moose, who is now with Cedric Alexander, comes out and talks trash about Moose, how he failed as a professional footballer, and how he's failed as a professional wrestler because of Cedric Alexander throwing a wrench in his way, which leads up to their match, which takes place in a couple of weeks. So then we have our next match, which was the last real man named Silas Young takes on Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell wins after Silas Young was being distracted by Castle's boys. And then after Castle's boys, then Silas Young demolishes them. So then we have our TV title match between the TV champion and the current ROH champion, Jay Lethal, versus Mark Briscoe. Now in this match, Truth Martini, who was the manager of Jay Lethal, which is the House of Truth, comes out there and tries to get involved until ODB, also known as Old Dirty Briscoe, comes out to help Briscoe. So the match goes on. It's a hell of a match. Pretty good. You know, Jay Lethal is a very good wrestler anyway. So then comes out Jay Diesel, who also gets involved and tries to get a disqualification so Jay Lethal can keep his title. And we also have Roderick Strong, who is going after Jay Lethal's world title at the pay-per-view on commentary. So then we get down to it, and Jay Diesel then gets involved and hits Briscoe with a low blow after Briscoe's brother comes out to help. So then, leaving Jay Lethal to hit Mark with the lethal injection, picking up the 1, 2, 3, setting up a match next week on their 200th episode, which will be an 8-person tag match between the House of Truth versus the Briscoes, Roger Strong, and ODB. So that's how RH ended. You know, like I said, RH, matches too long. You don't have enough action. You got too much action, but not enough matches. Shorten some of your matches down. Can be a better show. So then we're moving on along. We go to NXT. Now NXT starts off with a tag team match. This happened last week when Chad Gable, who's been trying to get Jason Jordan to see that he could be his partner. So they decide to team up and they take on a new team of Steve Cutler and Elias Sampson. So Jordan and Gable picks up the victory as Jordan assists Gable with some kind of power suplex. So he throws him up and Gable catches him and drops him and picks up the victory. So then we have the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, and he versus Asher Tischer. So of course Samoa Joe wins as he hits him with the Muscle Buster. Then he puts him in his submission hold, the Coquina Clutch, makes him tap out. Then we have a special appearance by the lovely Eva Marie, comes out and says she's looking forward to the night's main event, the Divas, the NXT Women's Championship match. And she's also here to say that she's going to make her NXT in-ring debut next week. Can't wait to see if she learned any moves. Can't wait to see if she got what it takes to be a diva or an NXT wrestler. So she said red. She said it's all red next week coming up. So then we have our tag team champs, Blake and Murphy, accompanied with Miss Alexa Bliss, as they take on the team of Angelo Dalton and Sawyer Fulton. Now, in this match, the team of Murphy and Blake wins with the frog splash. And then after that, they tend to continue to beat up on the team, and they get Alexa Bliss, throws her up in the air, and she does a little, the Bliss move, whatever she calls it, on top of them. Then we have an interview with Sami Zayn. He comes out and said he's not going to be coming back toward the end of the year, and that he think that Kevin Owens think that it's over between them two, but it's not. And when he comes, he's come back for the NXT Championship. And we have an announcement after that for the NXT Championship, a rematch between the former champion Kevin Owens takes on Finn Balor, which will take place in NXT Brooklyn, which happens the night before SummerSlam, exclusively on the WWE app, for those of you who don't have it. And then after that, we have the main event, the NXT Championship, women's, that is, between Hall of Famer Ric Flair's daughter, Charlotte, takes it on the boss, Sasha Banks. Now, this match right here was off the charts. I'm saying, man, if the WWE keep doing this right here, they're going to have to give an award for Divas Match of the Year. Because this match right here, if right now, if they had an award for that, this match right here, and I ain't just saying that because I'm a huge Sasha Banks or Charlotte fan. I'm saying that because these girls brought it. And if you ain't never seen these two go at it, they win at it. So if you haven't seen this match, you need to look it up, watch it. But ultimately, looks like Charlotte's going to pick up the victory. She has Sasha Banks in a figure 8. Sasha Banks counters. And Charlotte still has it on while she's outside the ring. So she has to break the hold. Gets back in the ring. They go at it again. Then Sasha Banks hits Charlotte with the bank statement. It looks like, so somehow Charlotte hung on for a minute. Then she turned it over. It almost had a 1-2-3 pin. But Sasha Banks managed to put her back in the bank statement, and ultimately Charlotte taps out. So therefore the winner and still NXT champion, the boss, Sasha Banks. After that, you know, those two women who also used to be had alliance back in the day, along with some rating known as BFF, Beautiful Fierce Females. Now at the end of this match, they showed some love and some respect for one another as they hugged and, you know, and congratulated Sasha Banks on her victory. So, you know, like I said, this would have to be the best Divas match of the year up to date. The Divas division is just getting much better. And I'm thinking, if they keep performing like they do now, they're going to have to end up having an award for not just match of the year, but women's match of the year. Right now, if they had to vote right now to this day, that match would be the match of the year in the Divas division. Much love, much good show, good match. Can't wait to see some more good action. So now we head on to the TNA show. TNA starts off with Dix Carter. She's in the ring with all the roster around the ring, and she says how she had let the audience, the fans, the roster, all them down from her actions. And she said the best thing that happened to her was going through a table break in the back, and it made her realize all this. So then she apologizes, and then she's about to introduce the man who's going to take over as the Law, what she referred to as the Law of TNA. But before she gets to introduce him, EC3 music hits. He comes out and he's like, I'm tired of the shenanigans. Who is it? So after that, Dixie Carter says she's about to meet him, and as soon as she says that, the music hits, and I'm just like lost for words. I mean, I can't believe my eyes of who the Law is. None other than Bully Ray. That's right, you heard it first. Bully Ray, the man in charge of TNA. But anyway, so Bully Ray talks, And he says, man, my phone rang not a couple days ago. Dixie Carter calls me. First thing she said, she's apologizing. So Bully Ray was like, you know what, Dixie, I'll take this position. He said, if I take this position, I'm not doing it for you. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for them. And he said, I'm not going to hug you. I'm not going to kiss you. But I'm going to shake your hand and I accept. And he told all the wrestlers, he said, get off from around the ring and stand on the apron, because you're not beneath us, you are with us. So then he makes a match. Says we're gonna have a world title match tonight. EC3, you will defend your title against the man who wins this 20-man battle royal. So the battle royal kicks off. It starts the show off, and the last 2 men in the battle royal turns to be Drew Galloway's and Eric Young. Drew Galloway picks up the victory, earning him a title shot later on in the match for the night. Then they have an interview with Mr. Anderson, who talks about the problem he had with Brown last week. Mr. Anderson is like, I can be that person, but if I do, you ain't gonna like the outcome. So he says he doesn't know what his future holds right now. So after that, we have Rockstar Spud talking to Bully Ray, and Bully Ray was telling Rockstar Spud, why you beating yourself up, You had a match, you lost, so what? You lost Kurt Angle. Who hasn't lost Kurt Angle? He's one of the best ever in this step in the ring, He says, pick yourself up. He said, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to give you another shot at the X Division title tonight. So that match was next, and it ends up being a fatal four-way match between Rockstar Spud, Grado, ZJZ, and the X Division champ, Tigre Uno. Pretty good match. Grado doesn't belong in the X Division, of course, by the way. He's not fast enough to compete with these guys, but anyway, Tigre Uno picks up the victory by pinning Grado after he does his splash off top rope. Tigre Uno, much love. Tijuana, baby. Mexico, they Rey Mysterio in him. Been trained by the Rey Mysterio Sr., the father of Rey Mysterio. So Tigre Uno still your X Division champ. And next week, he's supposed to have something about Donald Trump next week. I don't know what that's about. We have to stay tuned in next week to find that out. So after that, we have a women's knockouts championship match between Brooke and the knockout champion, Taryn Terrell, along with the Dollhouse. In this match, looks like, pretty decent match, It ain't top the NXT match, that's for sure. But anyway, it goes on long, the match goes on, then all of a sudden the lights come out for a few seconds, light pat back on, and there's a woman in black, take out the hood, none other than Gail Kim. So Gail Kim takes out both of the Dollhouse members, while Taryn Terrell standing on the apron looking in disbelief. So then the lights go out again, then the lights come back on, and Gail Kim is gone. I like this. Where'd you go? So Gail Kim's gone. So then Taryn Terrell is still in disbelief. So then Brooke turns Taryn around and hits her with her finishing move, which is called the Butterface Maker, and becoming, for the third time, the TNA Knockout Champion, ending Taryn Terrell's reign as Knockout Champion, which was the longest reign in TNA history. So then we have Kurt Angle comes out to the ring and says how EC3 has the talent to be a champion and is a good wrestler, but he didn't like the way that EC3 ran from him to try to get set to qualify last week in the rematch, and he talked to Bully Ray, and Bully Ray said the match never happened. So he still gets rematch, but then he breaks the news down that that match is when he wants it, but the news is he's going to be out for a little while. He had to have surgery. They found a tumor in his neck. So he said when he gets back, he's going after EC3 in the TNA Championship. But he is interrupted by Eric Young. Eric Young comes out there, blah, 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 says, I did it to you. DC didn't do it to you. I want to take credit for putting that tumor in your neck and all this crap. So then Eric Young says, but I want you gone for a long time, longer than that. So Eric Young attempts to beat up on Kurt Angle and attempts to pile drive Kurt Angle one more time outside the ring. But then Christopher Melendez comes out there. He try to help Kurt Angle. Eric Young runs for a second, and while Melendez is attending Kurt, then Eric Young comes back hits Melendez, power drives Melendez onto the floor, leaving Melendez laying. So after that, they go back to Slammiversary where they showed the unsanctioned match between Magnus and James Storm. As we all know, James Storm wins because both of them try to hit each other with the beer bottles, and Magnus is laid out, and James Storm happens to fall on top. Magnus picks up the 1, 2, 3. So then he's in the back talking about Mickie James, how she said he couldn't find no female to team up with him and all this. So James Storm said there's always room for one more, and he said, "Oh, I found somebody, Mickie James, and it's somebody that you really, really are very familiar with." Then his phone rings. He shows the phone, but you couldn't see who it was on the phone. So he walks off and talks. And that match is scheduled for 2 weeks from now. Will be James Storm and whoever his female partner is against Magnus and Mickie James 2 weeks from now. So after that, we have EC3 comes out to talk to Bully and says he had 3 matches last week and he wants to help Bully. And so in other words, he's trying to get out his match tonight. So Bully says no. He tells him to start like a champion and start bitching. So then we go to our main event match between Drew Galloways and EC3. And Galloways, he gave a hell of a performance in this match. I mean, I'm telling you, Galloways, man, he's always been underrated. I always thought he was a pretty good wrestler, even when he was in the WWE days as Drew McIntyre. He just underachieved because WWE didn't build him up like it should be. And I think TNA is working on it. So anyway, let's get down to the action. So anyway, Tyrus, of course, formerly known as Bros Clay, tries to get involved. So then, former member of the Rising, Eli Drake, comes out there on his crutch to even the score up. So they go at it for a minute. Then Galloways is hitting on EC3 in the corner. Then he accidentally hits the referee, knocks him down. So then Tyrus decides to try to come in again and act like he's finna hit him with that spike. But then Eli Drake comes in the ring and holds his crutch up and tells Tyrus, come on. So Tyrus stands back. So Drew Galloways looks like he's finna hit EC3, and Eli Drake grabs the crutch and hits EC3 across his back, knocking Galloways down. Hits Galloway across his back, not EC3, I'm sorry, and knocks him down. So allowing EC3 to hit Galloway with the 1%er and picking up the 1, 2, 3 victory. So the winner and still TNA World Champion, EC3. Overall tonight, I'm still in the midst about this Bully Ray deal. I mean, I don't know if he's the right person for this position, cause TNA they done went from getting the fans' hopes up when they had people like MVP who start off as they're gonna do the right thing, and then they turn. So we done had people like Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle did a decent job, but he also wanted to wrestle, so that's why that didn't work out. So Sting. They had Sting, they had Hogan, then you know how that turned out. They can go back and forth. So, the jury's still out on Bully Ray if he can handle this position. Is he going to do the right thing? Is TNA going to, what's the future going to hold for TNA? Is Bully Ray going to make the right decisions to keep the fan base going and to make better progress and to make TNA a better brand? With the talent they got, they could be a better brand. But, I don't know what's the moves, and I still don't understand, because I don't know what the deal is with them and Global Force Wrestling. So we have to wait 2 weeks to come to see. So overall, I guess the shows tonight was fairly average. NXT brung it with that main event. I can't get over how awesome that match was. I mean, I'm not, and everybody everybody wanted. Every time I talk about Sasha Banks or Charlotte when they have matches, I always talk about how good these women are. And I'm not just saying it because I'm huge fans. I'm saying it because when I say they brung it, they brung it. Cause like Sasha Banks, she wasn't like, she didn't grow up with me overnight. You know, I seen her from her NXT debut, seen Charlotte from the NXT debut, and they came a long way since then. You know, and I'm saying, if the Bellas was to step down, leave WWE, I think WWE Divas division would be all right with the additions of Paige already up there on the main roster, bringing up Sasha Banks, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. I think that the Divas division will be all right, because let me tell you, man, these Divas, they can bring it. And I think wrestling in the women's division has become more exciting to me. You know, I actually, you know, used to be, it was a joke, but now it's actually turned out to be pretty good now. So, you know, have to see what the future brings. But like I said, I enjoyed a little bit of the show tonight. Some of the matches I disagree with, some of the moves I'm still kind of claustrophobic about it. I don't know how it's going to turn out, so we just have to wait in the future and see what's going on. Hope you enjoy my review. Hit me up, like me, comment me. You know, anything I can do to help make it better, you know. And I'll be here tomorrow night with my boy Jimmy as we do our SmackDown review tomorrow night after the show. And also, we're going to give you our predictions on this Sunday's pay-per-view Battleground. So until then, I'd like to say peace. God bless. Have a blessed night.